I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTracker.com, and today we're going to break down the driven Halo fuel cap and base install on our 2018 STG Suzuki GSX-R1000R project bike. Okay, this is a pretty basic install, but it's an important one. Man, you can't ride around with this giant, heavy, God, we could do some curls with this, get the exhaust on the other side, heavy OEM fuel cap, okay? This is gonna be built as a track-only bike for us, and a lot of street riders, they'll do this mod too, okay? Realistically, when the bike's sitting there, people aren't gonna come over and jack with your fuel cap, and you don't have to worry about that stuff. If you're not a motorcycle person, you're probably never gonna figure out that that just comes right off of there, okay? So let's begin with gorgeous. Well, just kind of there, right? Just kind of plain. Heavy, super light. Looks great. I love how Suzuki does not have that spark arrestor in the tank. Makes it so much easier to fill this bike. Installs made in the US here. We've got several different colors of the cap itself that you can purchase for this. It's a very easy install. This cap has venting built into it, okay? So you don't have an abundance of pressure buildup inside the fuel tank. I've used these on multiple bikes. We got one on Max's R3 right now. We were just at the racetrack last weekend, both bikes. No fuel buildup when I filled it. Dad, I'm only down to 2 bars. I need some more gas. Trust me, there was no fuel buildup, okay? I'm gonna show you how to get the key out of this thing. That can be a little bit tricky. This one was a little tougher than some of the other ones I've done. Show you how to release that if you're interested in doing this install. And I'll answer one question right now too that I've seen a few times. People are like, well, if you have a little gap right here on the edge, isn't water gonna get in your fuel tank? The answer to that is no, okay? Not gonna happen. The vent holes that you see in the fuel tank, and you'll see this when I have the actual cap base off, those do not go into the tank. You're not gonna get water in your tank. It's really important that you understand that. And even the factory one in this case doesn't have a rubber gasket around the outside. Okay, so it vents well. Multiple different color caps are available, lighter weight. Cool factor is multiplied absolutely when you install this. If you like what you see and you want to follow all the steps, we'll show you everything just after this. That's all right, yeah. Okay, let's dive into our driven Halo fuel cap and base install. We're going to open up by releasing the fuel cap, right? Open it up. You need to remove these 3 fasteners I'm showing you right here. That is a 4mm internal hex. I am ready to get rid of this OEM fuel cap. You know, done a couple of days riding on it now at the track. Got 1 full day and 3 damp sessions. And Max is like, Dad, when are you gonna put a gas cap on the bike? Okay, to release the key from the gas cap, you know what, if you got 2 sets of hands, you'd be able to do this real easy, right? You need to pull this all the way up and then rotate the key counterclockwise. What I'm gonna do, because I don't have 2 sets of hands, is I'm gonna use a couple little screwdrivers. That little Phillips one, I kind of got that just wedged in there. It's really holding it nicely. And that's going to allow me to then turn it a little bit clockwise, and then counterclockwise pops right out. So 2 little screwdrivers. I'm prying that down, right? Compressing the spring. A little bit to the clockwise side, and then counterclockwise comes right out. Okay, now let's go ahead and install the Halo fuel cap base. Make sure the gasket is there and it's in place. That comes with it. Your vents are right here, built into the fuel cap base. That is going to allow the vents here to make sure you don't have an excessive pressure buildup inside of this fuel tank. It's very important. This is a very simple install. One of the questions we do typically get is, because this doesn't seal up against the edge of the tank, am I going to get water intrusion inside the fuel tank? The answer to that is a hard no. Nothing there is going to happen. I'm going to show you the OE cap here. There is no seal there either, okay? The sealing is done right here. Now it'll be done right here, because remember, you have the seal that is between the fuel cap base here and the tank, like so. A little bit of thread locker, not a bad idea here, because this is the kind of thing that once you put it in, it's going to stay there for a long time. Just a little bit of blue. We'll use that on all 3 of the fasteners. I decided to go with a gold cap this time. Video Steve said, what are we doing? A U of M themed bike? I said, no. I barely graduated high school. Why would I do a college themed motorcycle build? No disrespect. I think U of M's great. Okay, get each one of them started. I want you to just kind of go around and get them seated, finger tight. Continue to run around the cap base until it's seated. Before you put any final torque, I want you to make sure all three of the fasteners have drawn down evenly. That one is there. That one's there. Okay, now a little finished torque. You can see I'm just using a little T-handle here. I do get a lot of questions about why don't I use a torque wrench. The feel for torque is a lot like the feel for throttle control. I've done this for a long time, and realistically just have a good idea of what that needs to feel like. If you don't feel as confident, then go ahead, grab a torque wrench. The torque spec is attached and you can use that. Here is our Halo fuel cap. That thing is, you got it, this gold is amazing. That was a great choice. There's the gasket, spring loaded. Boom, just like that. That looks sexy on the bike, I dig it. It's gonna go good with my yellow brake lines, fork tubes, gold. This is our driven Halo fuel cap and base install on our 2018 Suzuki GSX-R1000R STG project bike.